Ladies and gentlemen, greetings, my name is Denis and Top N1 UDS041M is a USB hub of a dying breed. It is made for a very specific audience, for a very specific laptop, and can still be useful, but unlike the UDS040M, it gets less useful the newer model of your laptop is. If it makes more sense, this hub was made for internet cafes and extremely, of its time, minimalistic MacBook field offices. And yes, it still can easily free your unnecessary cable clutter, especially due to its price, which is $179 US. Also, in the box you will find 100-watt gallium nitride charger, a soft carrying bag, and dual-headed MacBook Connect cables. As with my previous Top N1 review, the M index in the name means the MacBook-oriented model. However, 99% of features of those hub docks are interchangeable. The price is almost equal. The number of ports is the same. Exceptions are, well, the cable in the box. My version gets two-headed one, Windows version has a simple 60cm USB 20 gigabit. Also, the video output is limited on Mac versions with 2 displays max, and even that is on selected laptops. Windows version allows to use up to 3 displays in 4K 60. Sounds awesome, but the question is in the speed. You see, both hubs have 2 USB Type-A 5 gigabit ports, 1 Type-A 10 gigabit, 2 Type-C for input, 1 Type-C for up to 100 watts of power delivery. Then you have a separate SD and microSD card reader with speed of 4.0 versions. On the other side you have 2 additional Type-C 10 gigabit ports, not to mention 4-pole mini jack power button, Kensington lock, 2.5 gigabit RJ45, 2 HDMI, and 1 display port. Basically, you cannot drive all of this at once without a support of at least Thunderbolt 3 or USB 4 connection, which is of course absent here. How do I know that if the markings on the input Type-C is nowhere to be found? Well, Top N1 has a single 1 Thunderbolt 4 dock, and it's a flagship one, and has Thunderbolt in the name. So why does UDS040M cost so much? First of all, the build quality. Have you seen MacBooks? Well, here the quality of metal and rounded corners are equally awesome. 9 out of 10, because I've found a tiny, minuscule misalignment on one of the legs. Besides that, the legs themselves are extremely reliable, with strong hinges and rubberized endings. And those endings even have a special holes for nails to open them more easily. Hub also has a rubberized pads on the bottom, so the whole setup won't move when you use your laptop. So what's the user experience with UDS041M? Well, the best case scenario is you have a MacBook powerful enough to drive 2 displays on both sides, and you're using your MacBook's touchpad and keyboard, not some external one. The degree of raising the bottom is enough for the laptop to get much more fresh air and makes the usage of keyboard much more ergonomic. If you are using external monitor and keyboard like I do, it won't help much. If you need a lot more than 20 gigabit connection, and I don't really believe that UDS041M has a single 20 gigabit input, you'll need Top N1 UDS035, aka dock I personally desire. But here's the catch. You should not think of Top N1 UDS041M as a simultaneous connection machine. You don't need to use all ports at once. You just need the guarantee and the ability to have any port you may need for your hub. Because MacBooks have, for example, no Type-A ports, they don't have DisplayPort and micro SD card readers, and they, of course, don't have RJ45. And yes, you may not need it all at once, but if you'll need something, for example, to copy files from the USB-A flash drives and quickly send them with a reliable wired connection, well, you either have to get a pack of dongles or you can have a hub that has all of it at once. So let's finish this up. Top-N-1 UDS041M probably is one of the last of its kind, just because it does not fully support the bandwidth of USB 4, which can be found on laptops as cheap as $500. So making a hub with only USB 20 gigabit input and almost 3 times as much bandwidth for output won't be useful for long. Still, UDS041M is not for a power user. It's about being prepared for everything. Not always useful, but always ready. And there is no need to upgrade this travel perfection. The only new connector absent here is pretty much GPMI, but it provides almost 10 times more bandwidth, which you probably don't need. And that's all for me, and as for you, do not forget to write in the comments below, do you like such hubs? Hubs with so many output connections? Or you need pretty much one single one with 5 USB-A ports? Right, don't be shy. Don't forget to like, subscribe and press the notification bell icon, but YouTube loves comments most of all. It helps us grow our channel and make more videos for you. My name is Denis Zaychenko with the Root-Nation channel, and I'll see you next time. See ya.